Dear audience, welcome. Today I have the pleasure and privilege to introduce to you Viktoria Grigoreva. Born in Ukraine, studied at a specialist music school in Kharkov and made her concerto debut only 4 years later, playing Mozart's Fifth Violin Concerto with the Kharkov Chamber Orchestra. She went on to graduate with honor diploma in solo performance from the Gnesin State Music College in Moscow, where she studied with Semyon Mikityansky. After graduation, Victoria's competition successes in Eastern Europe led to major concert engagements as she became a soloist of the Kharkov State Philharmonic and professor of the Kharkov State Conservatoire. In 1996, she moved to London, where she regularly performs highly acclaimed solo and chamber music concerts at the leading venues, including the Wigmore Hall, where she gave the UK premiere of Valentin Silvestrov's Postscriptum Sonata. Victoria teaches at the Royal College of Music Junior Department with great success. Many of her students have won prizes at prestigious national and international competitions. Not just an educator and pedagogue, a benefactor too, Victoria is the director of the Tsukhanon Scholarship Fund, which supports young musicians from the former Soviet Union, and founder director of the Jersey International Masterclasses. Thank you. Victoria, you're welcome.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you. And I would like to invite my first student, Aviv Shoshani, to perform Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, third movement.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Thanks.
Bravo, Aviv. Bravo, Aviv. Very good. I really enjoy your performance. There's incredible energy you put into your playing. Lots of variety of dynamics. That was really excellent technique. Excellent technique. I'd say my teacher would say to me, if I would play the Tchaikovsky concerto when I was learning it, he told me, if you can play this movement 5 times in a row, you will find it much easier. So because if you do it so many times in a row, it means your stamina improves as much, according to that proportion. So I highly recommend you to try that. Before we start, I just wanted to have a couple of words about how this concerto was born and what inspired Tchaikovsky to write this concerto. Do you know anything about the history of this concerto being written?
Yeah, a bit.
What do you know?
I know it was written for his friend, his violinist Leopold Auer. He wanted him to play this concerto, and then he looked at the music and he said that it's impossible to play it for violin. And then Tchaikovsky let his student Virtuosi play it. And after a few times, Auer wrote a letter for Tchaikovsky and said that he was wrong, and so that's what I know.
Yes, it's a wonderful story. So how difficult this concerto is. However, I just wanted to say how he was inspired, totally different event, to write this concerto. He was in deep depression after his personal life, and he was in Swiss Alps trying to get better. And his friend and the violinist and Joseph Kotek came to visit him, and they were playing lots of piano for four hands, and they found the Lalo Spanish Symphony, and they liked it so much. So Tchaikovsky decided to he was inspired by this piece, and he decided to start, instead of writing piano sonata, he started writing violin concerto, because the lightness of music, the sparkle, slightly different shape, not like a normal shape, like say conventional shape. So he wanted to have some freedom, and then he created that incredible concerto, and what we enjoyed listening today, your third movement. So that's a very interesting story, that how one artist can inspire another one. That's a very good example of that. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I think your beginning was really, really energetic and well in tune, and has a variety of timing, which is important for this opening. You're not playing today with piano, aren't you?
No, unfortunately.
Not with piano. No. I just want to say.
Next time.
Next time, right? So I just want to say it would be really nice when we start again, when you start playing again. I would like you to imagine orchestra playing. The orchestra part, yeah? So imagine that last a few chords and try to catch the end, not catch the end of the chord, but sort of like when the last chord come in, you have to come almost straight away, because you're waiting a little bit too long, and then the meaning, the A, should be much longer. So what you're trying to establish is the huge scale of this concerto. Okay? So could you start?
Okay.
Once more. Yeah, once more. Yeah. Very good. variety in that repeated melody. That's actually yet another huge challenge in Tchaikovsky's repetitions, because he repeats and repeats and repeats, and so you have to find a different color, a different mood to the same element. Yeah? Try it again.
Yeah.
Aviv, that was much better. However, second time, I would like you to do more variety. What can you do different second time on the same thing?
Maybe play it a bit wider, maybe a bit slower.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, slow and wider. Yeah, so make sure the length of this note and that particular element changing throughout of the opening. Yeah. Can you try it second time? Sorry. Yes, very good, very good. Now, when we start the, I suggest that you, when you're starting that next element, you try to do the double dynamic on that longer note. So you start forte, then piano, and forte again. Well, it's triple dynamic.
Yeah, it's double dynamic.
That's
right. Fortissimo.
Yeah. Yes, I know, but you can't play fortissimo. No, you can't play fortissimo all the time. So you have to vary, because you see, Aviv, the dynamic is not just a line; it's a range. It's a massive range of sound, and you in fortissimo, and you can go down and up. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
Try, please. From the yum. So this is how you get out of the chords and come to the next element. Yeah. When you start this, maybe not such a big accent on a strong beat, because by doing that accent, you sort of cut already the beginning of the tam tam pam 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 pam, and instead of yum tam pam 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 da 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 da. So you would like to make line as long as possible before you start putting accents in. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you still. Do you know which note you're doing the accent on?
What?
Do you know which note you're making an accent on?
The first note. The first.
No. No,
Yeah.
short or very light, but not put in accent. Okay, because it does create the nature of this next element, which is the first subject. Yeah, the nature of that is making it that very beautiful shape of the first subject. Yes, and if it's trying to cut and cut and cut in many places by doing lots of accents, it doesn't help the element to develop. See what I mean? Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, let's try it once more.
Yeah.
Go ahead. From where we stop. That was really good. Now, can I ask you? I don't know. Do you have a letter so you play with the music, or by heart?
Yeah, I have letters.
Yeah. Do you have a
I have
letter
letters.
H? Yeah.
H?
Do you have a letter H? Yeah. When you start doing.
I have A.
You have A, yeah. Okay, that's fine too. Yeah. So can you start this one once more? And I'd like you developing towards the forte from to be a bit more in the sound. So real force there. And when you come to the chords, try to hit 3 of them at the same time. Not the fourth, but yeah. So make sure it's 3 of them almost equally, as much as you can. Yeah. Can we try once more from the? Yeah, from here. Yeah, from here. Very good. Those chords were fantastically well together. Sweetie, I just wanted to emphasize again how important. We're not going to kind of like spend so much time on the fast passages and everything, but I'd like you to emphasize how important not to chop the phrase. Phrase is everything. Then longer the phrase, then bigger you are thinking. Then the size of the piece, it's really big. So try not to do too many accents. When you practice, try to have a good look at it and listen. Yes. Okay. So
Okay.
I really like how you play in the opening. Really good. Can we try? Sorry. Can we try to do the second subject? What do you think about the second subject? What kind of character is that?
I think it's like a white person. Like I talked with my teacher and discussed it, and I think we should imagine this a white character, a white person that's like big and he helps other people.
I like your imagination. Yes, I think it's very imaginative and a good character to it. You know, because it should have some humor. The concerto is very jolly itself, that particular this movement. Okay, so can you show me? Again, I'd like you to look at the beginning, when you start on a G string, it says only mezzo forte. Mezzo forte. So, but don't be alarmed. As I said, the mezzo forte, the dynamics is not mezzo forte to forte, right? So you really have to have more lines growing. So it's not the. So that would be your mezzo forte on the G string. Hmm? Excellent. Yeah. Yes, very good. And then can make really comical character here. Comical. Excellent. Could you please indulge me and do this glissando up a bit bigger? You know where the glissando is. Does it state in your score? Yeah, make this glissando.
Yeah, it's written.
Yeah, do it then. You do it. Can you do it on a new finger, not on the previous one, but on a Yeah, that's better. So it has a little bit more profoundness in the character. I would say that glissando. Let's go ahead. When you start, it's a total different, faster vibrato, and try to stay at the top part of the bow, not to use whole bow, then and not so much pressure in the bow on the string. That would be Do you try? Very good. Now, but you have to get out of that character, the nice and one. So when you do, there's another glissando there, and I would like you to amplify it a bit more. Because this is how you're getting from one character to another. You do need to change the color. Yep.
Yeah.
you, when you have this double bow strokes, use a different length of the bow, because you play in this, you have fantastic spiccato, really good, and this variety, but you're not using the full variety of your skills, Aviv. I think you could, if you start really minimum spiccato and very much into the string, but not press too hard. And then when you go in from the double bow strokes to normal semiquavers, then you can do this the other one, yeah, which you're doing really well. So try to, yeah. So from here, very small, and more in the strings. Aviv, yes, you have a good spiccato, but I'd like you to sort of almost play non-spiccato, so you can almost not allow the bow to play, and try find it virtually doesn't move. Yeah, slightly faster. Yeah, that's a good one. So you can use one type of spiccato on the beginning of that passage, and then the other one, which you prefer, toward the end. It's really good. Okay, now I'd like to look into one sort of problematic area after the cadenza, and after we got second subject. Yes, from the do you have a letter S? So,
F.
yeah. So that's something else.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, yeah. Very good. So I think you can add to the sound in this place more length, more singing, because doesn't sound spiccato, does it?
No.
Do you have spiccato? No?
No, I don't have.
No, there's no spiccato. Yeah, so are you doing massive spiccato? I know it's easier sort of to do because it maybe sounds cleaner, but we hear after the certain sound, yes? And what kind of sound do you think should be here if it's not spiccato?
I think more rounded sound and more connecting with the strokes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to try to be almost 3 notes. Really. So your bow should be aiming to reach next string really hard. Yeah. So then you instead of and then you can definitely improve the length of the this bow stroke. Okay. Let's try to do it slower, slightly slower. Now, can you show me the structure of this? So the first one. So last note should be long. Yeah? Can you do this? take you slightly out of your zone of comfort. And I'm asking you to use more, to open your arm a bit more when you do this, you do the this bow stroke. Because you play a little bit, so a bit, yeah, a bit more in the length. Now, did you hear how nice the structure was showing? It was effortless. Because when you do spiccato, it's sort of all, it's a little bit porky and not enough projection. Yeah. Let's try the second one slowly, but with the same bow stroke. Yes, and if we're talking about more, a little bit more this structure, the down bow note is the note which changes. Yes, the other ones are repeated. So this is your leading note. You have to sort of lean on it and trust that it's going to sound really good. Okay, let's just do up to the end of this element. Let's call them. Make your sound more singing. Yeah. Very good. And Aviv, in here, when you do the again, you have lots of still time to make this circle in the sound. And you're waiting. You see, the bow should continue moving like it is, like making a circle. Yes, excellent. You know why I'm asking you to do this bow stroke differently, not as you got used to. Because it's you come into the coda. This is last page. Yes, the sound is huge, and you need produce and you need to convey more. You know, it's like this rejuvenating water should come to you and make more energy. So it's very difficult to do it if you make your bow stroke short and porky. If you try to make it longer, then the strings will be keep vibrating and producing a sound, and I call it like you play on a tail of previous note. So the sound you created, the sound waves created, and then you join with next one and next one and next one. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's much easier to save. You basically save the effort. Do you want to try once more and see how can you do it even more?
From the same place?
Yeah, just at the end. Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, from there. intonation, in a sound. Yeah. Okay, that was
Yeah.
really good. I enjoy working with you, and you're very talented young musician, and I wish you all the best and great success.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Shlomo. Yeah. Shlomo,
Oh.
how are you today?
Very good, thank you. And you?
Very, very good. Thank you. So we're going to work today on the partita. Yes, please. Oh, well done. Well done. Shlomo, I think you play in this partita really, really well. Your bow distribution is fantastic, so precise. You're probably working really, really hard on the bow distribution. I never seen some such accuracy and precision in playing this particular piece. I'm sorry, I have to look down because my stand in the next room. Let's talk a little bit about this partita. What is so significant about it? The partita number 2 stays right in the heart of sonatas and partitas. So it's a number 3, kind of like number 3 in the middle of 6. So this is a very important point to make. For example, he started traveling from Alemande, the German dance. Then he went to Courant, then to France, and he went to Spain, and then he went to England, and then he went to Italy, and we arrived to Chacon. So if you see that opening is so important to understand the scale and importance of it. It sounds very unassumingly easy to play, unassumingly, yeah, because technically it's good. We don't have any particularly difficulties. As I said, your bow distribution is beautiful, sound is beautiful, lots of things. But I'd like you to think about the scale and importance of this opening. Sorry, of this opening dance. And what can you imagine? For example, we're talking about scale. How big do you think? As big as?
What the beginning? Oh, how big it should be.
No,
I think
I
it
mean
should be. Sorry.
Yes, I mean the dance, the opening of this partita. How big it is? How important it is?
Oh, very very important. Quite big, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you think of chaconne, that's the end, and that is the opening. That has to be a link, massive link. So I always think about this element. Obviously, we have voices here. It's a one line, but there's all voices, and voices sort of coming and going. They don't stay, don't they? There is a certain patterns we observe, and you did very well, but still I didn't feel bigness of that in your interpretation. I always imagine it's like a universe, and then the stars are coming, say hello, and going to different universe. You have to think really massively big here, because otherwise it's become casual. Okay, so on the beginning, tell me what's happening on the beginning. It says 40, yes?
Yes. Oh, it doesn't. Well, yes, it should be 40.
Yeah, because in the text there's no, obviously, very limited. Bach is not very generous to give the direction. You have to search for clues in a score. I have a very old score, and it's, from years ago, and that time people play Bach differently. Everybody play differently. But I think one thing should unite everybody playing Bach. It's a scale of thinking. Okay, so I think the 40 would be appropriate here. Yeah? Could you start once more, and we will work on it. Yeah? Already better, I think. The only thing I would just also take into account, the Allemande, he cut the time. Yeah, so it has to be slightly more speed in it. Slightly more. And here he gives you that. And you have to fulfill that with significance. These big intervals, they are very important too, because it's like something like stones that you're standing on. Yeah. Try once more. Yes, very good. Now, after that, really good. After you hear. My bow is a bit flat. Yes. So you have to acknowledge. I call it like sentences. You finish one sentence. You have to acknowledge that. You don't have to take time. You have to mean it. You understand what meaning? Yeah, you have to mean it. So, for example, if your structures of the sentences are changing, for example, triplets instead of semiquavers, yes, so you have to react on it. And definitely when you come toward certain end, harmonic end, you have to acknowledge that too. Very good. Very good. So I think you could do better in here. Yeah, make it better shaped. Be more generous with your bow. I know you are dotted on your bow distribution. It's right. You're doing the right thing, but be a little bit more generous using it. Yeah. So yeah, very good. So can I ask you about a little bit on fingering? I usually you prefer to play that on on an open using open string than that you do in first position.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Is that for the color or it's for the other, maybe some kind of, you have an opinion, so just share it with me.
Well, it was just so that everything's in first position, so that it sounds more the same. Yeah.
You mean you want to play first position more the same? I don't. We have to think about strings. If you want to maintain things to be on one string, that you probably haven't used that argument yet. I'd like you to play it more, say, not more romantic, but more passionate. More passionate. And change the colors, change your sound accordingly, change of the harmonies in the piece. Can we try once more from here?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, so it was just momentarily a technical thing. Could we start once more from and could you please try to play it in a third position? Do you know from there? And then take more time. So this is piano. Then your voices, if you played one on one string and another on another string, they would be more different. Will be much more different. Because if you try to play in the first position, I'm not sure that comes across.
Okay.
Do you know what for example, here I'm in the second position. Not that, Vitya. Finish F. I'm exaggerating now. Now, yeah, I just took more time than I just wanted to exaggerate so you understand where I want you to. Yeah. No, you're still not taking that time. F, and after that you take time, and then because that is a new formation starts in that piece. That is end. Beginning. Yes. Yeah, yes, very good. Now try not to rush and not to slow down. Try to play in the same space. So make sure the massive difference. Don't go faster and don't go slower. Try to keep it more on time. If you want more expressivity, which I'd like you to do, with more expression, use vibrato. And use more singing wall, without that, yeah? Now, so I'd like you to introduce a little bit. You're doing very good saying. You're releasing the sound. That is stylistically correct things to do. But you see, you only so much of that you can do till you lose the variety of the colors. For example, you see, you should try to play connected bow. For example, here it's good. Then you try to do more connected bow. So that you will have even more variety in the bow strokes. Okay, good. That was really much better. I think working from point of view of the sound variety, that definitely works much better. Now we arrive to the dancing element, because it's a dance, and he definitely put it in there. Okay, what character of this dancing element do you think?
Well, I would say quite joyful.
Joyful, exactly. You should play it more joyful because you play it very, very strictly. Dum, da, da, dum, pop, bum, da, da, dum, pop, pop. You have to almost have slight kind of a wobble of time there. Dum, da, da, dum, bum, bum, da, da, dum, dim, bum. Not every time, but you have to have some variety in your articulation there, definitely. Okay, let's try. Okay, yeah. Maybe, don't you think you stop maybe crescendo a tiny bit too soon? So see here. So maybe not so, because then you start using more middle, and it's not as jumpy, and it's very difficult to reflect that joyful character. It's become a little bit rigid. Mm-hmm. Yes, very good. Now, I'd like you to also take into account one more note. So that you have to release a little bit, slightly sooner. Then your connection will be more gentle. Mm-hmm. Yes, very good. Now, can you try also not to use too much bow on the down? Your bow speed should be slightly slower. So, already here, too far. Too far. Also, as well as playful, try to make it more gentle, this character. Because it's lots of drama in here. Maybe even tragedy in that particular movement. So you really have to smile somewhere. That's a good place. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, carry on, really good. That was really good. The second dancing element is much easier because it's kind of like easier to bow that particular formation. So I slightly disagree with your this one. I think this is where huge passion starts, and you really and a scale on a big scale. So I would this is piano. You really have to, instead, because there's nothing playful anymore in that we're using the same figures, but their character is totally different. It's totally different. Okay. I'm asking you to use much more bow, so the violin sound more full. Sound is fuller and on a bigger scale, more passionate sound. Mm-hmm. better. However, I still would like to work a little bit further on that. In certain notes, you have to lean more to the last note. And then this is... Yeah. Again, try not to stop the sound. Stylistically, it is correct, but there are certain places which the longer sound, more singing sound, would reflect the meaning of this piece better. Yeah, good. Well done. Well done. That was really good. Again, can I just ask you to be more adventurous and go to the third position? Because the sound is definitely much better than on an open string. Wait. So here, and here. Yes, less sound here. But then you need to do another crescendo toward the end, okay? Can you just try once more from that? In the third position. Yeah. Yes, from in the third position. Try to stay in third position, yeah? Yeah, I would use, it's a tiny glissando, but it's worth it, you know. You can stop the bow if you don't want this glissando, right? And the A, hold little, without moving the whole bow. Try to hold when you have an open A, not to spill it too far. Yeah. So holding the energy there. Yeah. So don't give up the sound. You try all the time to let it go. This passage is utterly so important. So make sure you play through every note and connect the sound. Okay. I disagree with you. Can we have a little debate about how we should end this part? What do you think? You wanted to kind of be a little bit blah. My view is totally different. I think it's the scale of this movement, as I already many times said before, is huge. So I think also you have to take into account what you're going to play next. And next is forte. So you play them, and then. So you have to be more consistent on that connection. So once more from A. Just make sure you you show me that voice. Yeah, and then you connect and continue. And we have to finish for today. It was a pleasure to work with you. Really enjoyed that. You are very talented, and you have passion about the violin. You can see it, and you're a very dedicated person as well. So I wish you all the best and lots of success.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Joel. Oh,
Hello,
how
how are
wonderful!
you?
You were the pianist.
Yes, this is
It's great.
Thomas Kelly. Yeah.
Thomas. Nice to meet you, Thomas. Okay, so what we're going to do? Well, what we're going to hear today?
Mozart's Adagio in
Internal.
E. Yeah.
Yes, yes. My favorite piece, actually. Well done, Joel. I really enjoyed it very much. As I said briefly before, it was one of my, well, at least Mozart, one of my favorite pieces. It's so beautiful, and it's very elegant as well, which you delivered flawlessly. You have beautiful sound, beautiful vibrato, beautiful everything. So when you play, so it's very difficult, but we will try improve certain things, because as good as you are, it's always, you can always be better. Yeah, you agree with me?
Right. Yes.
Yes, excellent. And you have fantastic a partner to work with. You have a really good ensemble, so that's also very lovely to hear. Okay, so let's start today. As I said, it's very difficult to improve something on the level that you are with the Mozart, but I think we could work again on a dynamic, but sort of, if I can say, emotional dynamic. I'm not asking you to play with huge vibrato or anything like that, but just to really be careful how you are next to the neck. For example, when you play the phrase, where you are finishing and how you're starting is very important. So let's start once more, and we will work on certain places. Yeah?
Okay, sure.
Okay? Very good. Joel, very
Yes.
good. Could you try to make more difference between first and second phrase? Because they are very similar. The Mozart phrases, they're very short. I call them fragments almost, because this is how his music works. There's lots of fragments, like elements, you can call them. And then combining with each other, they're all very different. There's no massive tune, isn't it? There's some tune, but it's not Tchaikovsky. So you really have to appreciate that shortness, but at the same time, you have to make a good line, so all these fragments comfortably sitting in your dynamic. Does it make sense?
It does, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so to start with, make sure you know where you start, because if you start slightly too soft or slightly too loud, then you don't have much room for maneuvering, to move around. Yeah, that okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Very good. So that did work. First time you started bigger. Second time, I'd like you to even softer. And that's when you're finishing. Can you do slightly? Change the dynamic from B. So it's when you're starting, and then change dynamic on the same note, make it slightly softer, then your endings would be really beautiful. So not doing piano gradually, but do it on one note, on a big B. Then you will be very clearly in lower kind of like dynamic, yeah, at the end of the phrase.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, when you start the next section after the opening, when piano starts doing down, bum, bum, the repeated chords, I think you have to take lead a little bit more. Try to make your bow sing more, so you sort of almost like doing gentle but crescendo toward the other end. Because when you do it well, it does work, but it's not as good as you do slight crescendo. Because you're not developing
Okay.
enough on a long bow there, yeah?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful, very beautiful. Now, when you arrive into the top, you sort of making a pause. Is that can you share with me your interpretation there?
At that top note, I sort of think of it as if I was bel canto singer, and so
Right.
So I'm actually kind of diminuendoing before the downbeat.
No. I'm talking about the top note, which you arrive in the E.
Oh, right. Do you mean the connection between?
Yes, the connection between both. Yes, because I think if you leave a bit more bow toward the end, then you will have more comfortable connection between those two.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Do you see what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Very good. Okay, Jill, very good. Excellent. Now, when you change the key, just make sure that you employ more profound, kind of deeper resonant sound, slightly deeper.
Yes.
You're very sensitive to all the Mozart's kind of like beauties and everything, but I think sometimes the depth of the sound would reflect the change of the key a bit better.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Could you take a little bit more time between sorry, when you play? I'm sorry. Sorry, my score is on the computer.
Oh, sure.
Sorry. Can you start once more from the same place?
Yes.
Yeah, sweetie, what do you do? And take more time between this, because you sort of like, you're trying to connect it into straight away. I think because it's so different from what you just play, you do need more time to breathe.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Can you try to make just a stretch a little bit your top dynamic and bottom dynamic, please? In that
Right.
sense,
Okay.
yeah? Beautiful, really, really good. Joel, can you just from this beginning of this episode, I'm not asking you to do it like too lyrical, but I'd like you to have some drama there, and also not romantic but close with a passion there. Can you do it? Do you think you could vibrate slightly faster? I know it's Mozart, but it's just such a beautiful dramatic place, and it needs a little bit more expressivity.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. then after that, much softer, and then develop. At least the beginning should be definitely much softer.
Yes. Okay.
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 Yes, good. Yeah, Stitty, brilliant. So here, try to make it really, really tense, very tense.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And after that, from the tissue. Definitely, much more gentle, much more gentle. You did really brilliantly with that dramatic episode. So now you do need more variety. Again, think about a huge range between your forces and pianos. As can you stretch as much as possible?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, good. Very good. Joe, can you just slow down that and reduce the uh, 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 reduce the fourth really much and slow down towards the next phrase.
Yes. Okay.
I think it was slightly on the fast side there.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So the main note should be increasing with every step you take up there, yeah?
Yes. Okay.
Well done, well done. You do. I can listen to you all evening. Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Such a beautiful ending of this sonata. Do you? Sorry, the adagio. Do you know that he wrote it, this was sort of like replacement to his second movement of A major concerto, because apparently the soloist said was too superficial and demanded to write new piece, and that's what he wrote for him especially.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I know,
it's
it's beautiful.
interesting. Yes, it's so beautiful. Well, I really enjoyed that. Well done, you both. Amazing, and enjoy music making. You definitely will succeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
very much.
My
It's
pleasure.
really wonderful
My
to play
pleasure.
for you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
And thank you, Victoria, for such a tour de force on musicianship, on sound production, on everything. It's been enlightening. I hope we can meet again and listen to more of your wisdom and experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was very enjoyable to work at the master classes. They're amazingly organized. The students, all students, are amazing in their dedication, and it's very easy to work with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, dear audience, we are almost, but just almost, in the middle of our master course. We have gone through 6 or 7 days of hard work with a lot of information for the young performers. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday at 12 o'clock. That is +1, that is UK time. So please join us again.